Citizens of Orkania, how you all doing? This is Con Ork coming to you with some more Urban Empire here. I wasn't going to show you this. I was actually just going to start leaping through to different eras to see what we can really find out about this game. But when I loaded it up, I saw the death of Beethoven, which is awful. So I can arrange a grand concert, which is going to cost the city 5,000. We can praise his brilliance or give a public lecture on him. We just have to do a grand concert, I dare say. And the elite's going to be happy. So yes, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start going through this a little bit more, and I will see you guys when some important stuff happens. So I'll check you all soon.
Life is like a sewer. What you get out of it depends on what you put into it.
So we ended up getting that port after all, and that's exactly what we really wanted to get out of this thing too. We were looking at it and we're thinking to ourselves, how can we make our city more thriving, a bigger metropolis? And we're going to get that real quick right now, as well as a free fire brigade. Water pipes? Interesting. Medical industry, sewer, pharmacy, small parks. Ooh, that's good. And some more edicts to work with too. So the question really is, where do I want to go next? Do I want to go to the outside? I can go to the outside, so epidemiology, so sweet, that's kind of cool. Maybe we'll go for rights of man, though. So, vogue tech school, gambling, regulate gambling, all that kind of stuff like that. Gives work to the unemployed, city curfew, why would we want to do that? No, you know, instead we're going to go to photography after all. So we're going to pick up photography, which is going to give us more spying that we can do on people, which is going to be pretty cool, I hope. And they're ready to vote on something as well, so hopefully taxes should be pretty... Yeah, taxes are going to get boosted like crazy, I think. Pretty sure that's what I'm doing here, is boosting the taxes. No, never mind, I was actually giving commercial a break on that one. Ugh, that's not what I wanted to have happen, but, you know, that's the breaks, I suppose. The tax breaks, that is. Ba-dum-bum. So I'm gonna get ourselves a nice little bit of a port in here, guys, and I'll see you guys in just a second. So port's been put in already, and it's gonna be a slam dunk. Like, dear God, like what, 2 guys against us? 3? I'm gonna put them all to death. Alright, so we have more industrial companies actually losing some sales demand, but we have bonus to social life, which is good. So that's a nice positive bit of good news there, and it seems that should probably boost correspondence with father. Oh geez. So did I make it beautiful? Did I put a ball? Or do a festival? I think we're going to do this something as a festival. I think Father would like to see all the people be happy with us. So bonus to fun. So huzzah. And it appears that I get there and find out that he didn't make it. So display sadness publicly, retreat to grief and solitude, or hide your sadness. I'm not going to be deceitful, but at the same time I'm not going to do it all crazy. I'm going to do it nice in solitude, I think. So a great deal of time to notice that my father, poor old, what's his name, Patrick Kilgannon, is now deceased. Kind of sad I couldn't think of his name right now. My father and I were never really close. So there's that. So the question is now, maybe what do we do here? Well, we have a good chunk of cash. Did that cost me 500k or... Oh no, this cost me a bunch of money, that's what it was. Trouble with the conservatives, so they dislike the conservatives. I don't remember who's got more power right now, so you know what, I'm gonna try to find some common ground. So both guys are like, hey, cool, nice, so we have goodwill going on there. I'm thinking I want to boost the tax rate yet again, even though people are not going to enjoy it too much. Oh, funding went down, that's what I did. That's what it was. Throw some fresh taxes we should be able to eke out. Maybe not. Maybe the right won't go for it. But I can boost some more on the business side of things. And we should have... We can pretty easily, I think, screw with the Free Democrats. And we have more than enough goodwill to start hammering people like... Well, the Free Dems and the National Swarlians. Swarlians. I'm going to say exactly the same way every single time. And it's going to be really, really frustrating. I'm going to demand and say, it's super important, dude. So we lost a little bit of goodwill, but not that much. But the Swarelians like me already, so I'm okay with that. And I'm wondering, to a certain degree, does it show me how they feel about me? Okay, so... Discipline? Is this the way that I really should be going to deal with them? I don't know. I do not know what discipline is, but I'm kind of wondering how that would work. But I also think that it's time to put a little bit more of a boost into probably these dudes again. No, can't do it quite yet. Nope, it's locked for the moment. Okay. Well, 3 Dems, I can threaten the ever-living bejesus out of them. Vote for me or be sorry. And everyone's like, okay, fine. Okay, fine. So it's going to be a little closer than I want it to be. And we got exactly what we needed. So we dropped a little bit of goodwill, but we have a ton of support. And voting coalitions as they speak, we're doing okay with that one. So guys, I'll see you when the taxes get brought through, in theory. Hopefully they do. Cool. So another paper has come out, and it seems that the world is going into a bust, which is probably going to hammer our economy pretty heavily. Mormonism, he's found pulled from a jail cell and mobbed and hanged. And apparently there's an uprising in Vienna, which is causing the emperor to flee to Svarelia. So he should be coming here soon, I guess? I don't know how that's going to work. Kind of interesting to find out, though. Kind of funny thing is, too, is that it just said, and I quote, that's in a recession, but it's just the economy's booming, too. So I don't know exactly how that works. Our victory bonuses, though, our victory everything, our economy is going pretty darn well. I'm wondering if we actually can manage to have work for all. Jeez, that's a lot of stuff. Questionable dancing. Balls become very popular in Mountain Views. They are attended by young worker servants and maids. They don't follow the same etiquette. And their waltzes are grotesque. Wow, I feel like we have a moment of, like, how do I put this? To call it footloose. We have a footloose thing going on here. Morality should be prohibited. It's an official. Less than an official. So, a little bit less fun. But you know what? That's fine. I don't want to go and make sure that my people are dancing appropriately. Now we have a circus coming instead. Some more police. Let's just have the restaurants open food stalls. Sales demand is for restaurants is down quite a bit. Confusing. Very confusing indeed. And I really wish I could cause this dumb district. Oh geez, some more stuff going on here. Radical. This dumb district to be a little bit more in line with what I need. There are a lot of very, very ailing districts here. I should do a normal vote. Cool. Well, I'll see you guys probably after we get photography, and maybe even then, probably a little bit later. I kind of want to get a new district on the books pretty darn soon.
Photography is a tough life. You can be taken, framed, exposed, shot, captured, and hung all in the same day.
Okay, guys, so we have something happening here. We have the ability to spy on people. So we know the Free Democrats are rarely with us, so we're going to try spying on them. So apparently if my assistant finds anything, I'll be notified. 20k in personal funds. Might as well try it. Do some digging on them. Also, the circuit's finally coming to town, so let's open more food stalls? Nah, let's just sit back and relax. That's how much food was had. Also, I think I've solved the commercial area over here, and of course, the second that I say that, people are like, no, bro, we don't want it. And indeed, we actually want more commercial and industrial. I'm also trying to generate a new ability over here, which allows us to do density of material. And who's dual? So what field should we get educated in? Doesn't matter. Engineering or the political sciences. Now, I majored in political science in undergrad, and at the moment I have not been able to find anything whatsoever in my field. So I'm a little bit, you know, predisposed against it. I'll say engineering. Cool. Excuse me. First day he's beaten. But he's now a pessimist. He's a little more pessimist, a little more cynical, deceitful, and Luddite. Oh man. Okay, so maybe the next round of people is going to be much less happy than I want them to be. Anyway, guys, like I said, I'm going to go and... Ooh, what's railroad extension? Calling for an extension to Trieste. Trieste is a bigger harbor and can be a serious threat to our city. You know, I'm going to go and offer the Emperor my help just because I want to be progressive. So probably going to take some damages there in terms of the economy, but that's okay. And now, like I said, I'm actually going to go and create that secondary district. So we kind of need it. Question is, it needs to be much more industrial. So I'll handle that in a little bit. See you guys in a moment. Okay, so our industrial park is being made as we speak, and a new thing is coming up here, the Bessemer process, which is what we're researching. So it's going to make it easier and cheaper to produce high-quality metal. I don't know why. You worry so much. I think using the new technology freely will make me more progressive, and indeed, bonus to physical environment goes down, actually bad. Sales demand of glass is going to go down, and chemicals, and textiles, and paper, and metal industry. So it's green, but for some reason I feel like I just made a bad decision. I don't know. Oh, also I put in the first police station for my growing community. We aren't quite to 3,000 range just yet, and it seems that, dear God, the industrial park is nowhere near as some demand as I needed. Commercial demand's pretty high though. So what I am doing is redistricting that a little bit more. Trouble with the conservatives. Once again, we're going to try to find people who have some common ground here. Don't know why we wouldn't want to do that. But apparently some people don't care. So the era is going to change in 60 months. Good to know, because we are almost through the Bessemer process. Oh my gosh, do I not have sanitation? I should have sanitation. No, I do. Rights of man I don't have. Okay, well, 60 months, that's a fairly long time. So I don't know really what happens with that, but you know what, guys? I will see you soon when it does.
My point has always been that ever since the Industrial Revolution, science fiction has been the most important genre there is.
Interesting, guys. So we had the Bessemer process has been created, and I actually really love this quote right here. But better than that, we can increase sales in certain industries, and we can unlock the density selection. So I don't know how well that's going to work. But out of deference to all of you, I'm going to go and pick up this last bit, I think, of research. And I think it's sped up a little bit. Because I have both of these bad boys over here too. Pretty sure it's the case. I might be wrong, but I'm not sure. So bad business in Osterforth. Business sales are plummeting. The pub business is asking for advice. You know what? I have to be very progressive about this. I can't just be like, yo, bro, it's all up to you. You know, it's my job to help. So I can't help. But personal growth for the pub is pretty darn bad. Alright, so that's unfortunate. That's not wonderful. But you know what? We can make things better, I hope. Safe working environments is going to cost me some more, I'm sure. But I'll say to Maine, let's do it. Oh, yeah. Alright, folks, let's see. What do I have to... In the meantime, I have 42k, and no one's really wanting demand for anything. Residential demand's pretty low as it is as well. I wonder if I can cause my district to be modified already over in Osterforth, I think. Yikes. I want to see how this whole density thing works. So if I can get stuff more dense in Osterforth, I'd be happy with that. I also discovered something moderately cool over here as well. As you look at these, 15, 22 to 2, 25 to 2, and 16 to 3, so you can identify where the issues are moving forward. So district modification, there we go. Slow this down a bit. Let us choose Osterforth. We're going to modify it, and we're going to say high density, less open space, larger companies to reside in the district. So let's try doing it this way. It's not letting me confirm the zoning. I'm trying to confirm your zoning, my friends. Interesting, so the cost is going to be 92k a month, but I can get bigger rows in there. I wonder if it's going to be better for me to do something like up here with Industrial Park. So 88k. Let's give it a go, just see what happens. I can always cut back on the zoning if I don't want it. Confirm the services, propose the district. It's going to be kind of a rough start, so I imagine I'll have to spend some of my capital here. Especially with these bros. Let's demand it. They oppose common sense, so a lot of people are okay with that, and we're not so wonderful. I feel like I should threaten them. But, you know what? I'm going to say no one should oppose this. It's for the common good. And that's still not going to help us out too much. Jeez. How about you guys? I'm going to plead with you, bros. Positive effects. There we go. We still might lose this, which could be, for the first time, I might have to overrule something. I don't know how this is going to work. But the Physiocratic Party has pushed, which means that we're still not 100% on that. Ooh. Breach of confidentiality. Interesting. We're going to keep the papers. My assistant found this, so we're going to keep the papers. And now we have a favor to be utilized. I wonder if now's the time to use that. I kind of want to see what happens. Let's conspire. I'm gonna say do it or else, and they're gonna say, oh, okay, never mind. So they are super upset with me now. But you know what? It has to happen. So it has to happen. I really want to see if this is actually going to encourage more people to come in or what. And this looks like a mixed building, so don't really want commercials, now do they? Put the business a tiny bit. And we'll throw some more money over here as well. It cost me 10k to do it, but I kind of want to see what it does. I don't know how well that's really going to work. I do know the modifying the district is going to come up right now, and I want to see if that vote goes. Oh, we're going to get this vote. But the next time, I think we'll try to losing it and just see what goes on with that. Because I want to see what that overall decision is. I can't be voted out, but I imagine it could be pretty devastating for me. 48k down. So actually, I just moved to a new place. So I had some crazy noise going on outside. I'm going to allow some anti-water pollution legislation to come in. And it appears that everywhere the mother's attacking the Russians. And the first Aurelian novel has been written by a woman, so hey, we're awesome there, right? We're slowly getting money back, although we are losing some in our monthly budget. Alright, time to tax the residents just a tiny bit. I don't really want to go and hit my poor people with less services. 14% should be enough to do this. And we have enough that even the free Dems are okay with it. That is super weird for me. So until this gets back to its copacetic levels here. Interesting. So commercial demand is still pretty high. Let's modify this area as well. Ooh, no, Dougal's in trouble. Attract unwanted attention. He's been complaining about mistreatment. Covered in scars. You know what? Demand to know who did this. Honesty. Wouldn't let him participate in men's who are fighting. I have no idea what this means. But it means that I'm going to be a little more honest. I guess I'll take it. Not perfect, but I'll take it. And what is this bad? Well, we'll never know. The rights of man. Okay, so we paid special attention to vagrants. Money that citizens can use. It goes up. So the lowest class is pretty okay with it. Which is awesome. And we're 12k still in the hole. So modifying taxes will help us out a lot on that one as well. Cool, so we got that. And you know what? I'm going to allow women to own property. We're going to be a very progressive community here. And everyone's going to go for it. Yeah, cool. And everyone's in favor of it too, which is even more surprising to me. And there we go. We finally make some money again. That's nice. Now, I don't know necessarily when is our era going to change. Soonish, I understood. So I'll see you guys maybe when the era changes. We'll go from there.
The great questions of the time are not decided by speeches and majority decisions. That was the era of 1848 and 1849, but by iron and blood.
Okay, so I have good news. We are actually in the second era now, so the birth of the national identity. It says nationalist revolutions swipe across Europe. I'm not sure that's really the best terminology for that. Maybe sweep is a better way to put it, but you know what? Calypso's Calypso. Calls for representation, freedom of the press, and abandonment of multicultural empires echo throughout the streets from Paris to Vienna. So we have a ton of prestige, our city funding is pretty darn bad, our personal funds are good, and our brain power probably could be better. But Dougal is the first of the family, and it looks like he's now going to be a new chap in charge. So he's still a nominee, so he can't be voted out. And he's progressive still, which is good. I need that. Honesty, personal growth. And he's cynical. Alright. So that's a minor issue, but it could be a heck of a lot worse, I imagine. We'll continue to see what happens. So, voted in the young Swarelians. The national Swarelians are voted out, so now I have more people to juggle. This could get... Oh, okay, this is how stuff gets more bizarre. And it seems that people want personal growth more and health. And other than that, I think we're doing pretty well. So super cool. Alright, so after 30 years, this is again 1860. So 1860, I think, is when the tube was actually first opened in London. The United Kingdom of Italy's been formed. So interesting. Physiocratic now is 25%. I want to see what the city council looks like now. Cool. So okay, so the old Swarelians are 16, physiocratic 15. Young and free democratic parties are 15 as well. So we have completely equal representation here. Old Swarelians are unsurprisingly very, very right conservative. Physiocratic are still very left and kind of conservative. Free Dems are right libs. And young Swarelians are left libs. Okay, so Swarelia, they want them to be independent. I don't know if that's going to happen immediately, but we will definitely see if that's possible. I'm losing a tiny bit of money too. I don't like that. Oh, there we go. So I am the son of the late Conor Kilgannon. Wait a second, he died? Oh man. Okay, so what is the first thing that I really learned from him? What's the most important thing? He's gonna give me honesty, I'm sure. Grit, I have no idea. Persistence, not a clue. Let's say hard work. So I'm honest, I'm an optimist, and I'm a populist. Okay. I don't know how well it's going to work. Let's check out these votes as well. So that's still going to pass. That's less easy, but that'll still go. And that's definitely going to go. Okay, cool. Alright, just wanted to double check that. Make sure we were in good shape there. And I think what I want to do is invest a little more in some modifications here. I don't want to go and kick up the zoning too much just yet. From the infrastructure, let's put in a small park, though. Make things a little bit brighter and shinier for everyone else. But maybe not there. However, over in Osterforth, I think would be a good place. So let's modify here, and confirm zoning, and confirm infrastructure, and here comes that small park that we needed. Excuse me. And it's not going to cost us that much either, only $4,200 a month, even though it's going to be stupidly expensive. So we're going to propose that. And say normal vote. Cool. So right to own property, women are going to get that. Bravo. Well, we got 3 votes all coming at the same time. So women now get the right to own property. I'm actually super excited for that one. And it seems the conservatives are getting whooped. But very, very good demand for change for social life for women goes up. City Hall gets more brain power. That's good too. Social life goes up as well for women. So yay! Gotta watch out for those old guys. Everyone else is pretty good support for the new measure. Fantastic. Anti-water pollution was this one. We should be able to get this, although it seems that those Free Dems don't actually care about the water supply. Although they've won 8-7 inside their own party. Interesting. More brain power to railway station. That's good. Definitely need that. And the Ministry of Environment are now, means that people are going to be subject to fines. Interesting. And the right to humane working conditions. This should pass with flying colors. But the Free Dems, of course, don't want to do it. Everyone else, it's a pretty good vote. Geez, even the old Swarelians are happy with that. I probably should put a university inside my community. If I had one. I don't know if I have one or not, so that's a problem there. But modifying my district will be better there. And I am definitely against cruelty towards animals, and everyone's going to go for that too. So talks on new animal cruelty laws begin. So people feel we need to protect the animals, and I agree there, but we also eat them for food and use them for work. So, yes, all that stuff's illegal. I don't agree with that at all. And modifying the district. Where are they modifying it to? Oh, Physio's one for the Free Dems. Okay, so we're okay there too. Wish I could continue to spy on them, but no. Guess I can't spy too quickly. Oh well. Alright folks, what I'm probably going to do is wrap this up within the next minute or so. We're going to have our next idea come in super quickly. Need more
I have
industry
always
as well.
claimed Americans didn't want a drink as bad as they wanted the right to take a drink, if they did happen to want one.
That's a pretty awesome quote too, I like that. So a lot more edicts to go into here. I think we'll probably regulate gambling. We're not going to ban that, that makes no sense. And maybe a workshop? I don't know how that works, we'll figure that out. But what I do know is now we have an opportunity for all these other things right here to get picked up. I don't know what a law is, I don't know what book publishing is, but I think what we want to do is do something like representational rights. So communication advances will give me more everything. So you know, that's exactly what we're going to do. We do representation rights. I don't want to go and have part of my community be left out while everyone else gets a benefit. But alright, like I said, I have now been able to successfully pass things again and again and again, and I imagine pretty darn soon we'll see a place where I'm not allowed just to rule by divine fiat as we actually be elected in. I don't know though, we'll see. What if I should also modify this to include things like pipes or heck, even gas lights. So bonus security, bonus fiscal environment. Decorated or just gaslight? You know what, just say gaslight. I don't want to go and push it too much. No, you know what I'll do instead is I will boost health to all districts. So activate that right there. Ka-chow. And a vocational school will not be a bad idea either. We get more brain power for it, but it's very expensive. We'll do it anyway. I don't want my people to be the dumb schmucks of the Empire. So we're going to go for it. Yahtzee. Alright, so it's going to cost us a fair pretty penny there. But that's going to do it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into this. A little bit more abbreviated. Which way did they modify it? Ooh, I don't like that. How about the old Swarelians? Right conservatives. Skeptical as an independent state. You know what, we'll just say demand. Most scientists do support me on this. I'm a little deceitful. But people are now going to be more in line for me. That's okay. But thanks so much for tuning in. It's a little more abbreviated than perhaps it usually would be. But I'll see you guys all next time. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is ConnellWorks signing off. Take it easy, everybody.